Wired, Part 2. I stay away from everyone both at home and school. A week passes and I go by relatively unnoticed. I feel bad for worrying Aunt Eleanor and my parents, who she no doubt has reported to at least a couple times by now. But this is the only way I know how to survive, and I plan to settle into this new routine for as long as necessary. An uneventful weekend flies by, and all too soon it's Monday again. I set my alarm for the latest time possible without being late. However, the sun has barely started trickling through the curtains when I feel an obvious shadow pouring over me. Good morning, Elli Kesner. It is time to wake up. I pry my eyes open, fighting against the braids of sleep gluing my eyelids together. The remnant of whatever dream I'm in quickly scatters as I see Hunter's face a mere foot's length away from mine. My body starts on instinct, and he neatly dodges out of the way as I quickly sit up. "What are you doing?" I shriek, but he simply holds out a breakfast tray, that never-ending smile spreading wide. I believe it is known as breakfast in bed, and I have prepared all of the traditional Western-style food associated with mornings, he says, gently placing the tray on my bed. All I can do is stare at him as he moves from my bedside. It's not surprising my aunt might have programmed him to assist me or whatever, but with each passing day, Hunter has become a bit too attentive. Why are you not eating, Elli Kesner? Perhaps the food is to your dissatisfaction? Tomorrow, should I prepare something different? Statistics show that Asian cuisine has been rising in popularity in recent years. No, it's fine. Just, what's with you? His head cocks to the side. What is with me? I sigh. Never mind. Just get out of my room, okay? I'd rather sleep than eat. I try to hand him back the tray, but he neatly shakes his head. I'm sorry, but I cannot follow this request. You are in a bad habit of not eating properly, and I've determined this to be a good step in correcting your poor demeanor. Poor demeanor? What are you... I'm sorry, but there is no time for further conversation. With the rate of your food intake, I approximate it will take you about 10 minutes to finish, which will only leave you with a 5-minute prep time for your shower. Wait, are you seriously giving me time limits? Of course. Your full hygienic process averages from 40 minutes to an hour. However, another bad habit of yours is purposefully adding unnecessary minutes to your routine in order to stall our departure. Many sources state that one of the techniques in curing procrastination are to provide deadlines for each task. Now, please eat, Elli Kesner. 2 minutes of your consumption time have already been used. Auntie! I immediately scream. It's the loudest my voice has been in quite a while, and she comes rather quickly, concern stretched across her face as she enters. Yes, you okay? She asks, then notices Hunter inside as well. What's going on? She asks slowly, and I frown. That's what I want to know. Your robot won't leave me alone. Did you tell him to do all this? We both turn to watch as Hunter begins packing my book bag, pressing my uniform, tidying up my room, etc. He greets my aunt with a head bow, but otherwise continues undisturbed. My aunt blinks in surprise, but unlike me, she finds it amusing. It's not funny, I say. He's been following me around more and more, and now he's putting my life on a set schedule? You sure he's not having some hardware malfunction? On the contrary, Elli Kesner, all my systems are successfully updated and functioning in peak condition. You have 6 minutes remaining for breakfast. See? I gesture at him in hopes of making my aunt take me more seriously, but she's still laughing. Okay, let me see something, she says, and after cranking a switch on her wristband, a holographic screen projects into the air before her. I don't know what any of the numbers she's running means, but I watch as her laughter slowly fades into curiosity. She doesn't say anything for a few minutes, and my own interest begins gnawing my insides. Well, I finally prod, and she glances up like she completely forgot I'm the one who originally requested this android checkup. Oh, sorry. Is something wrong with him? No, not exactly. Frustration rises in me, but I force my voice to remain as calm as possible. So what is it? To be honest, I'm not exactly sure. There's no malfunction if that's what you're worried about. All his objectives are simply directed towards assisting you. Elli Kesner, you have failed to consume any of your food, Hunter interrupts, and he gently removes the tray with a slight frown attached to his brow. However, it is time to prep for your shower now. I will go make sure the water temperature and pressure is to your usual preferences, and then pack your meal alongside your lunch. Hunter disappears inside the adjoining bathroom, and Aunt Eleanor finishes typing something before switching off the holographic computer. I will admit his actions are a bit extra. Do you mind reporting his behavior over the next few days? She asks, and I stare at her in disbelief. What? You're not gonna program him to get off my back? Oh, go easy on him. He's only trying to help. Plus, I really want to see where this goes. Auntie? please. She clasps her hands and draws towards me with her best puppy dog eyes until I growl out in agreement. A moment later, and Hunter appears once more, the shower water now running in the background. It is time to begin your daily hygienic routine, Elli Kesner. Please proceed to the bath and I will return in 45 minutes to check on your progress. Aunt Eleanor bursts out into another fit of laughter as Hunter leaves the room. My body collapses back onto the bed with a loud groan in protest. Why me? The cafeteria walls disintegrate in my mind's eye. The black lines from my pen converge to form a mesh of characters, flooding the white pages with romantic scenes living rent-free in my head. I try my best to imitate a manga-style art while still adding in my own personal flair, and soon the beginning of a cute and slightly cheesy concept emerges. I nibble on my lunch with my free hand, glancing up from the paper every once in a while to check on the time. I didn't think my spot in the crook of the cafeteria would be compromised, but suddenly a pair of hands slammed down on the table across from me, jarring me from my daydreams and breaking the line art. Hey, what are you? My voice immediately clams up when I see myself surrounded by the girl pack. Their towering leader leans directly across from me, a cruel mischief playing in her eyes. And just what is this? She says, ripping my notebook from my hands. Laughter pours from her, and her friends quickly look over her shoulder to chime in as well. So the freak also draws? She really made herself the main character. Look, she tried to make herself look like you, Paige. Ew, were you watching me in class or something, freak? The leader said. Are you in love with her or something? I think it is a love story. It really is about you, Paige. Stop. I mean to say it with a lot more demand in my voice, but it comes out as a tiny squeak, and they all laugh harder. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, Paige says. What are you two? She starts reading some of the dialogue, raising her voice in order to gather the surrounding table's attention. My heart yo-yos up and down my throat before completely sinking to my stomach like a rock, because once she's had her fun picking through it, she starts tearing the pages out. With each rip of the paper, I could feel a piece of my inside shredding. Paige laughs and scatters the pieces to her friends, who then pass it along to other people. I want to make an escape, but fear of them chasing after me keeps me glued in place. Some of the other tables start snickering at my stupid drawings, and I try my best to numb myself to the sting. And then, in a total switch, the voices start to diminish. I can't tell why, not until I see him collecting the remnants of my notebook from each table. I'm afraid that isn't yours. I will take that, please. You should really be more mindful of others' property. Hunter continues this way, but as he approaches my table, I notice that cheerful countenance drop as his eyes register Paige and her crew. The pack instantly switches from mean girls to innocent facade, but Hunter does not smile or respond to any of them. I am sorry this happened to your drawings, Elli Kesner. I especially enjoyed them. What? I hear both the disbelief in mine and Paige's voices, but Hunter's eyes remain only on me, even as he finally addresses the girl pack. I believe it is best you fall back to your usual table, he says, settling into the seat across from me. Oh, come on, you guys aren't upset over a little joke, Paige giggles, but Hunter is not amused. Your one-sided teasing is nothing more than cruel words. I believe you owe Elli Kesner an apology to begin the proper ritual for atonement. Hunter, just stop, I grip beneath my teeth. The girl pack has a unified look of disbelief, but even as they grit out an apology, I know the words are only a recipe for some major backlash in the nearby future. The daggers Paige sends behind Hunter's back says it all, but for now the water's calm, and the cafeteria slowly resumes its former atmosphere. Hunter's attention drops back to my wrinkled notebook pages, attempting to rearrange them back in order. I did not realize art and storytelling are your passions. Research indicates those with hobbies are less prone to high stress levels and depression. Therefore, I wholly support you engaging in such activities. Would you quit acting like a therapist? I grumble, but he is too invested in my drawings to listen. The genre of romance is your specialty. Are these based on personal experiences or fictitious events? They're just stupid dreams, I say, reaching over to snatch the papers back into my possession. Just forget about them, okay? That is impossible for me, Elli Kesner. My hard drive stores input with extreme accuracy. I sigh, stuffing the torn pages back into what's left of the binder. Hunter's head cocks to the side. It appears your notebook is beyond repair. Perhaps we should make a detour on our way home to retrieve another? It's fine. There's about 10 minutes of the lunch period left, and I try to scarf down the rest of my food as quick as possible so I can hurry out of here. Hunter seems to be deeply considering something, but it isn't long before he speaks again. Dreams? He tosses the word around, as if it is a foreign concept to him, which, I guess to an android it would be. Most forms of artistry stem from personal desire. Does what you create originate from your wishes? I shift uncomfortably in my seat. Yeah, I guess so. My cheeks heat from embarrassment while Hunter processes this information. It stands to reason, then, that if your wishes come true, it would cheer your disposition. A bad feeling grows in my stomach. The bell rings, and Hunter seems to come to whatever decision he's been considering. The white-toothed smile returns in full as he rises from the table. Very well then, Elli Kesner. Judging from my research in angst-driven teens, combined with the revelation of your drawings, I have concluded that you are suffering from a lack of affection. Therefore, I will become your official boyfriend to fulfill the need of companionship. I can't find the words to speak. For a long moment, it feels like I'm the robot here as my body momentarily malfunctions. Hunter automatically takes the silence as approval, grabbing my book bag from me and offering his hand to help me stand. I still can't process what the heck is happening, but I'm vaguely aware of the pairs of eyes that glue to us in disbelief as we leave the cafeteria as a pair. My face is soon boiling, but Hunter smiles down at me, clutching my hand tighter. I do not wish to rush you, but if we do not quicken our current pace, we will arrive late for class. I don't answer. I can't. My brain is finally catching up to the situation as we near the cafeteria doors, and I sift through all the eyes blazing into us until it inevitably lands on the girl pack. They don't make any moves against me with Hunter beside me, but the looks they give me only tell of a dark future ahead. As it is though, the rest of the day and week passes by without too much interference with the girl pack. The whispers still batter me from all sides. I get mean notes in my locker, maybe accidentally pushed in the hallway, but nothing too serious. Still, Hunter doesn't flake on his decision to become my boyfriend, and it's weirding me out. It would be different if he only embellished our relationship a little in front of our class, but he continues to act even when we are alone or back at home, holding my hand, pulling up my chair for me, giving me flowers. It's just weird. Like Aunt Eleanor insisted we all watch a movie together one night, and I'm glad since she could finally see her android's bizarre behavior for herself. Hunter went all out as usual, making sure couch pillows were perfectly fluffed and the blanket was warm enough, and an array of snacks he prepped himself were all to my liking. My aunt spectated from the doorway, slightly stunned, slightly amused, plopping a few popcorn pieces into her mouth as Hunter put his arm around me. Auntie, I say in warning, but her smile grows teasing. Aw, you two are so cute together. Who knew you guys would hit it off so well? Auntie! Just think of what the board will say when I report this to them. Ooh, wait real quick while I grab my camera. My head lolled back in frustration. Hunter took it as a sign to draw me closer. Despite all his attention though, I'm not able to stay clear of the girl pack forever. But really, this is my own fault. Tuesday comes and our class is taken to one of the inner city parks for community service, and with the protection Hunter's presence has given me, I feel comfortable enough to wander from the main area. But the boys and girls have been sectioned to different spaces for some reason. That right there should have told me it was a bad idea to go off on my own. But the allure of the hiking trail pulled me. The park is such an odd mixture of Planet Zero's bulbous, futuristic architecture and flowing natural greenery, and I want nothing more than to start sketching the towering sculptures cupping flowers within the grooves. The couple of teachers meant to oversee our group care more about flirting with each other than they do about watching any of us, and as we break for lunch, I take the opportunity to finally capture the scenery. A grove of blooming purple trees shower over me to create the perfect backdrop as I wander further down the trail. There's so many spots I want to fill my sketchbook with, but I finally settle on one of the massive fountains, the turtle shell pattern ricocheting off the running water and inspiring a flood of scenes for my romance story. I settle onto the soft cushion of grass opposite of the fountain, dig my pad and pencil for my backpack, and lose myself in my imagination. The stress melts away with the world, and my body floods with peace as I create a new storyboard. And then, just as quickly as my worries fade, they come swarming back in like a sudden flash of lightning. The story is snatched from my head when Paige snatches the notebook from my hands, and before I can even process what is happening, the girl pack forces me up from the grass and slams me to a tree trunk, pinning me in place as Paige takes the stage. "You're still on this?" she says, rolling her eyes and beginning to tear the pages once more. "These drawings are as lame as your fake relationship with Hunter." My face is stunned, and she rolls her eyes again. "You really think I wouldn't catch on? Hunter's just being nice. You really think he cares about you?" Her friends quickly chime in, bashing my clothes, my hair, my weight, all while keeping me pinned to the tree, gearing up for that violent end I know is quickly approaching. Paige finishes destroying my notebook and throws the binding aside as she closes in. Her eyes narrow on me, and I brace myself for the impact as she raises her fist. "Elli Kesner? What has happened?" "Huh? Did I black out for a second?" I feel gentle hands scoop under me to lift me up. The pressure on the swelling bruises makes me wince, and my eyes pry open enough to see a blur of Hunter's face analyzing me. "You are injured." He speaks slowly, as if still registering it, a small frown forming. "Who did this? Was it Paige Owens? Rachel Gregner? Kylie? Just stop! I don't even realize it's me screaming until I push him away. My body resists the movement, but the anger burning a fresh round of tears in my face gives me a rush of adrenaline. Hunter is surprised by the outburst, but continues to try and help me up. I shove him back again. "You're only making everything worse. Why can't you just leave me alone?" I yell at him. He cocks his head to the side in obvious confusion, but I'm so angry and frustrated and hurt that I say whatever hurtful thing comes to mind right then. I mean, it's not like I have to feel guilty. Hunter's only an android. It's not like he has any true feelings or anything. And yet, I can see the obvious drop in his face after the tornado of words subsides, and my heart pounds with instant regret. He grows oddly silent for the first time, and for a long moment the only sounds penetrating the air is the toss of purple leaves overhead. Some of the teachers are calling out for us, and only then does Hunter make a move to stand. I open my mouth to say something, but now no words will come. He stays by my side on the way back, and even on the bus ride home. However, he says nothing else either. Later, when Aunt Eleanor arrives home, she doesn't see the bruises as I made sure to cover them up. However, she notes the obvious dejection in both our faces as we finish some chores, but neither of us really answer any of her questions. Hunter soon disappears, I'm guessing to his charging pod, and I go up to my room, full of bruises inside and out. Thank you so much for watching. You can check out this story and others on my Wattpad. Please be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to help support my channel, and stay tuned for the next one.